Good morning, good morning, good morning. I seem to say that every week.
And you mean it.
Yes. Good morning. It's Mondays with Bev and Paul, January 8th, 2018. And my name's
And
Paul.
my name's Bev.
That's right. Well, that was a little glitch we had there.
That was interesting, wasn't it?
Maybe it's because we had so much to say, we blew out the power.
Oh, boy, that's scary to think about
Because
that.
we're going to have a great show today. We have a question for today. Why do we say BioTouch is a revolution of love? Yeah,
Hmm.
we're going to have a good show today. And first thing we wanted to do, though, is go over. We got this picture from David in our Colorado, best
Oh,
of the year 2017.
that's
Isn't that a
so
nice
funny. Yeah, it's
picture?
a great picture.
Hi, David.
Hi, Dave.
He's our certified practitioner in Durango, Colorado. If you live in that area, get hold of him or get hold of the foundation, justtouch.com, and we'll connect you up with him.
Right.
But we did just a couple of things that happened in 2017. It was a good year.
It was a good year. I
Yeah.
think so, too.
I did all the numbers and realized we had more recipients come into the center. We have a bigger staff.
Oh, yeah.
We had more miles traveled by our volunteers to get to the center. We had more participants in the class
Mm-hmm.
and more massage therapists.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're not huge increases, but it was part of getting to more people.
Getting the, what we were saying was 2017 was going to be a year of activity. So we started that.
So the activity is beginning, and we hope it begins with you. And that's part of this dialogue that we wanted to have as
Yeah.
we answer the question, why do we say BioTouch is a revolution of love?
Hmm. Yeah.
So we watched TV last night, and there's the
Ah,
big news out there. You came in immediately this morning and was all hyped up. Why don't you tell us what came up for you
well,
last night?
I think it's what's being said today after if you watch the Golden Globes and Oprah Winfrey's speech. I mean, evidently the whole Golden Globe arena was about the ending or the beginning of consciousness about what's happening in the inequality of men and women and has been for a very long time. So it was very powerful speech, and I think it spoke to a lot of us about the need to understand what we need to change, how we need to heal together, and it was not just for women. It was I looked at all of the men in the audience too, and they were they were part of this revolution, this movement. So
So yeah, it before we came on the show here, we we spent an hour dialoguing about
yeah.
this, and what did it represent for us as an organization? What did it represent for us as bringing a technique to people to empower all of us, all of you, all of us here, to match not just what we see on the TV. You know, we watch our icons that we put up in these pedestals and the actors and the sports people, and we get inspired by their words.
Hmm. Yeah.
And yet, what is it that we can do in our day-to-day lives? And that's where we get so excited about BioTouch.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I immediately went there because, like I told you, you trained me to. Every time something we become part of a dialogue, I always bring it back to BioTouch. And the first thing that came to me was, well, if we're talking about equality, this is one of the messages that we have been holding, that BioTouch brings all of us into that present moment of just being equal to each other. And it doesn't matter if it's a man and a woman touching, men and men touching, women and women touching.
Right.
It equalizes and breaks down all of our barriers.
So we, as an organization, feel that, and we just had a meeting with some marketing people, and they really, it was inspiring to see how they were inspired about the message that we were giving to people and the service that we were trying to offer to people.
Right.
And I just wanted to take this moment to thank you publicly. So here's a woman, and you're guiding this organization. You are taking this organization, which is an entirely volunteer organization, and you're working with a board, and and you've stepped into the power of a woman in guiding an organization that's run for 30 years and never had to charge anybody anything, and you're keeping it together, and you're getting people inspired and ready to touch more. And I really want to say thank you for doing that.
Oh,
So,
well, I think I can do that because you, my dear, are an amazing human being and a man who is holding that for, let's face it, this organization has more women in it than men. And the fact that, you always step in and really stimulate us and encourage us to be the best we can be, that is a wonderful gift that you've given all of us. So thank you. And I think that is exactly the conversation that we can have about BioTouch. It breaks down those genders. Paul and I are just two human beings that are sharing a thought called BioTouch, and we committed to share it with human beings, no matter if you're an icon or just a person living their life. And I think the message is wherever you are the icon in your
yes.
life. That's what BioTouch reminds us of. You have the power to not just have a conversation, but to activate that empowerment in your life.
And that's what's so inspiring about what we do. And these shows are a way for us to bring this into your family, into your loved one's life. That's why we show a set of points every week. That's why we show the manual. We talk about different parts of our manual or the book that's out there that Deborah Schildhouse wrote. That's why we share with you all the little workings that are happening in the organization to help you recognize that you too can do this, and how all of these, it doesn't matter whether we're watching a president or a newscaster or the Golden Globes. I think what's important for all of us to recognize as we do this BioTouch is these are all messages for our own growth. They represent to me a thought and a dialogue that I have with myself. And if I get upset or if I'm inspired, both ends of that stick, inspiration and being pissed off,
Yeah.
They're ways that for me to grow.
Right.
And what I love about BioTouch is when I take these two fingers and I reach out to help someone else, or I allow, that's a big one, I allow someone into my space to touch me, the healing begins to happen, and all my judgments on all my likes and my dislikes, they just sort of dissipate into thin air.
Yeah. As I was saying before, right before we went on, that for me, a lot of this conversation is about inappropriate touching, but BioTouch is an appropriate way to touch because it's just based on love. There's nothing else, and it does break down those barriers that we know are part of the human story, and that's really it's a revolution of consciousness, which when you touch another person, and we always say that BioTouch encourages that beginning of self-awareness. That's the self-awareness that we're being triggered by what's being said, what's being played out in the world, the global arena. And we, with BioTouch, we come into an awareness of our own empowerment eventually. So when Paul said, when I was listening to Oprah, I realized that she was triggering in me my own power. Because I think it's really interesting and very important for us all to remember. It doesn't matter what, where you are in your life, whether you have, you're affluent or you're just, in the middle class or you're not. It has nothing to do. You're a human being and you have the potential to change not just your life, but the life of humanity.
And
experience.
that is the revolution.
That's the revolution.
What we're saying here, even as an organization, I mean, we don't charge people. And when you talk about pay between the feminine and the masculine, what's wonderful in this organization is the pay is equal for everyone. Bev and I get exactly the same amount, which is zero. And every year we take a 10% increase on that.
Right. Woo.
And we don't expect everybody to work for nothing. I mean, but we have good lives, and it's important for us to give back to humanity, give back to society. And so we have the ability. I read once a great quote: "Affluency was affluency when you gave it away."
There you go.
And I think that's what's being presented to the world now. Is there are certain of us on the planet who we have the ability to attract, whether it's monetary things or prestige or a station in life. And there are those of us who we just work really hard and we never seem to get ahead. And it's just time for all of us to share that affluency. This is not some political movement. This is a movement of love, of equality.
Right. And having a conversation about how we consider what is payment, what is getting something for something. That, it's always been in this box of monetary. What we have really put our focus on is getting paid for services rendered in the guise of a whole system, monetary system that is really breaking down. And so I think in many ways you and I can hold a thought about a different, it's a revolution of that too. It's a revolution of a thinking about that.
That's funny. That's reminding me of the cryptocurrency movement.
Oh,
and everybody's getting on that bandwagon, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
that's interesting.
and that's a revolution of the monetary system, but
Right.
it's still based on a lot of money. It's still
Right.
based on creating wealth. Oh, it's at 10,000. It's going to go to 20,000. And I see BioTouch as the new cryptocurrency for relationships,
It
for
is.
health and well-being. It's all with these two fingers,
Yes.
and everybody has that.
Yeah.
You have the ability to touch. And people have asked us, well, what if I don't have those two fingers? Well, there is an end to the body somewhere that can be used, and it's just that touching one another in these few sets of points activates a relationship, which then creates healing.
Yeah. And healing is love, and that's where we're empowered. And you can make, with that awareness, self-awareness that BioTouch really brings to us, those are the ways that you can raise yourself out of where you don't want to be anymore. Right. When a monetary system dictates who gets and who doesn't get, it's clearly time for something to break down the barriers. None of that can survive in love. And BioTouch is that gift of love. It just begins there, begins with that touch.
So we keep bringing the gift to you, and we freely bring the gift to you.
Yeah.
And we just ask you, untie the bow.
Ooh, we're the gift bearers.
And just untie the bow. And that, remember those little crank things?
Oh, yeah, the little thing that pops out that scares you to death. Pop.
Goes the weave.
Yeah.
So we don't need to be scared by what's in the box and the gift. We just need to open it and use it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's why we're here. So let's show you one of those sets of points. This is our manual. It's easy to get this. You can just go online. You can become a member. You can download the first 10 pages for free. And again, if you don't have the money to be a member, you just contact us at office@justtouch.com, and we'll make sure that we get you this manual. Again, our goal is to get this system out to everyone. Mm-hmm. So we're going to show you another set of points, another gift that we're going to give you, and this is the neck set.
The neck set is used for addressing most headaches, neck pains, and soreness of the upper back. These points are performed in matching fire on the large muscles that run along the back of the neck. Points 1 and 1 are halfway down the neck on the side of the large muscles. Points 2 and 2 are at the top of the neck, on the side of the large muscles at the base of the skull. Points 3 and 3 are at the bottom of the neck, on the side of the large muscles. As with any set, you may repeat the points as many times as you like. These points may be touched in any order, such as touching points 2, then points 1, and finally points 3.
Okay, so that was the neck set. You talk about the power of touch, and not only men with women, women with men, the children with the children.
Oh,
Powerful
that's
movement. So we're talking, Oprah even got up there and it was talking to the children that could see her, as the the first Black woman to receive that and the inspiration for the next generation. And I'm like, that's what that video just showed.
Yeah.
The inspiration for the children, that you can help your classmates, you can help your sister and your brother. Let's bring it into the school. Let's have the children working with the teacher if she gets a sinus headache, and one of the kids go, "Oh, I can help you, Miss."
Yeah. Well, it's like anything else. To begin to practice something in your formative years as a child will take that into your adulthood. Can you imagine a whole generation of children learning biotouch and working within that family unit, and then as an adult using that as a foundation for all their living and loving and working in the world? That's a powerful revolution right there.
And so, again, we've been talking about why is biotouch considered a revolution of love, and we were inspired to talk a lot about what happened at the Golden Globes, and we wanted to read a part from our manual too, because even if we're inspired by all these words, it takes a moment for us to step out of our boundaries that we've created for ourselves, out of the judgments we have about ourselves. And so just a little part from our manual called The Dilemma. But risks must be taken, because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing, is nothing. So we need to take a chance, folks.
Yeah, and I would say that biotouch is a very low risk. You just reach out with 2 fingers and you touch someone you care about, or a total stranger. All you need is to care about humanity. That's it.
And it is just as simple as these 2 fingers and lightly touching on the skin. It's just a light little touch. People always ask me, I'll be in a store, well, what do you do? And we were asked that by this group, Brett and Ashley. Well, how do you talk about it with people?
Right.
Well, in a sense, I'm at the point where I don't really talk about it. I was at that party, Ann's birthday party, and a lot of people, well, what do you do? And I said, well, we do biotouch. Well, what's biotouch? I said, biotouch is taking these 2 fingers, and I'll immediately reach over and touch their arm or their shoulder, and we lightly touch another human being. Boom.
Wow.
The barriers are down.
Down. Immediately, I know. It's true.
It's about a relationship of trust, a relationship of love, a relationship of healing, even at a party.
Why not at a party? You keep talking about Tupperware.
I know, right.
And
you can do it at the store. You can do it, if you're walking and somebody falls and hurts themselves. So, we just hope that these Mondays are helping inspire you as they inspire us.
Oh, yeah.
To really get out and share biotouch.
Yeah, definitely.
If you have any questions that you'd like to send to us, please do. office@justtouch.com. Go to our website, justtouch.com. Get our manual at justtouch.com. And
start the revolution in your own life.
The revolution in your own life. So biotouch is a revolution of love. It was like Brett said to us, when he hears that, sometimes he hears either the old hippie days or evangelico, but we're saying it can be real, and it can happen now. It's not something that has to wait.
Oh, right.
So we want to thank you all for joining us, and we love to share our little song that talks about putting love into action. So as we get off of this show, I want to thank you, Bev, for your leadership.
And thank you, Paul, for yours.
Yes.
Yes.
And we want to thank all of you for joining us. And we'll see you all next week.
Have a wonderful day.
From all around to the sun, they come here every day. They do a lot of touching and they do it without pay. They all do it gladly because they are so sweet. Bless the staff